Would you go back to the DMZ to meet with the North Korean leader?
I loved it. Remember when I walked across the line and everyone went crazy? Especially Secret Service. I felt safe because I have a great relationship with Kim Jong-un. I hope it stays that way. I think it will. I have a very good relationship. I understand him. I spent a lot of free time with him talking about things that we probably aren't supposed to talk about. And, I get along with him really well. I think he has a country of great potential, tremendous potential.
Is it possible you meet him this year or maybe next year?
Well, I'm meeting a lot of people. I mean, it's hard to say that, but I'd like to meet him this year.
But it's a country of great potential because North Korea is perhaps one of those backwards countries on the planet because of that leader right there and his father. You look at satellite shots from space and conservatives, real conservatives, the type of people that used to be in the Republican Party when I was back there, would always say, look at the satellite photos at night of Korea, the Korean Peninsula. You have South Korea lit up like a Western power, and you have North Korea dark, because it's backward, and he is the most brutal dictator, one of the most brutal dictators on the planet, which leads to the question, Jonathan Lemire, what is it? What is it about Kim Jong-un
or what's happening here
that Donald Trump just can't quit? What is it about Kim Jong-un that has the president of the United States bringing up the dictator, the world's worst dictator, when he's meeting with our long-term ally and democratic country's leader, South Korea?
Well, this shows you just how topsy-turvy the Trump foreign policy is. He spent the last couple of days, including yesterday morning before meeting the leader of South Korea, really bashing South Korea, suggesting that there was that there was undue political and religious persecution there, suggesting that trade.
Wait. In South Korea?
In South Korea.
And he's praising North Korea?
This is the backdrop.
Where you get fed through, like,
to the dogs.
Yeah, fed to the dogs?
Yeah.
Just for the hell of it, if they don't like you?
Yes, where there are mass executions of political foes and the like. But that's the backdrop here. Now, he ended up having seemingly a pretty productive meeting with the South Korean leader. The South Koreans were very relieved afterwards. But as part of that, it came up, and his fascination with Kim Jong-un has lasted more than a decade. It was that first summer in August 2017 where he threatened the fire and fury. And then that evolved to the point where I was part of the presidential pool 2 years later when he did step over the line at the DMZ and met Kim Jong-un. They had 3 summits over the years. No real progress made. But it seems now, as we know, President Trump is casting about to try to find a way to get a Nobel Peace Prize. It seems like perhaps this is the new venue if he could broker some sort of perhaps reconciliation between North and South Korea as other conflicts like Gaza and Ukraine continue to boil.
Caddy.
David, it was so interesting watching President Lee in the Oval Office with President Trump yesterday and watching all of these foreign leaders come through, and they've kind of figured out what it is that they need to say. And there's President Lee saying he looks forward to the meeting between Chairman Kim Jong-un and President Trump, and he looks forward to a Trump Tower being built in North Korea. I mean, the transparency with which these foreign leaders have read the kind of translation guidebook on how to speak Donald Trump for from foreign leaders. And we saw it with President Lee yesterday, desperately, of course, trying to salvage trade relationships, security guarantees, all of the issues that South Korea has to deal with its big neighbor China right next door.
It's a sort of play that's taking place with the leaders of the countries that used to be our closest friends and trading partners and allies, each of them offering more embarrassing and fawning praise of President Trump. This fascination with Kim Jong-un is remarkable. It's been a fixation for Trump now for 8 years. You have the feeling that he is going to try to meet him. It's the reality TV part of President Trump. It's the thing that would be so astounding that he'd meet with the very person who's allied with Vladimir Putin and sending troops into the Ukraine war. With Trump, it's just he wants to astound us every day with a new part of the TV show. And coming soon to a screen near you, a visit with Rocket Man. Can't wait.
If you've ever been to Seoul, you understand that people there live 30 miles away from the DMZ. It is right there, and it's not a joke to them that this guy, this dictator, threatens them with nuclear holocaust all the time. He doesn't have the ability to do it at the moment, but he could develop that capability. And it's that age-old question with Donald Trump. What is it about Kim Jong-un? What is it about Vladimir Putin? What is it about Orban that he so admires? President Xi, that he so admires? Well, it's their unchecked power. That's the through line with all of those people.
And Mike, talking about leaders knowing what they have to say. You know, the South Korean president coming around, sitting down, looking around, and goes, "I like what you did to the other."
Yeah.
All right.
The dizzying tour of Trump world, though, capped off by Trump wants a Trump Tower in North Korea. I mean, incredible. Trump Tower.
Oh, South Korea. No, I think, wasn't it the South Korean promise, or does he want one?
North Korea.
He wants one in North Korea.
Sure.
So with
Pyongyang.
there'll be no lights in it. Because
Well, yeah, no electric grid.
Yeah.
Yeah, bills are cheap, I guess.
Okay. The Washington Post, David Ignatius, thank you
Free
very,
labor.
very much.